So one of the things that I've been collecting for years is miniatures. And what I decided to do was I bought a Real Good Toys dollhouse. It has 16 bedrooms. And I thought, well, instead of making it a dollhouse, why don't I make it a museum? Because that just, sounded more challenging and more fun to try to find all the pieces. Especially, in miniature. And I had already had years of collecting small little antiques. So it was kind of perfect to, buy a house and be able to like put them all in one spot. So the very first room here is actually the lobby of the museum. So it's got, a cash register, and it's got like a little phone and a newspaper, and it's just adorable. And then right above it is actually the room which would be America. So it's got, pictures of George Washington. It's got pictures of Benjamin Franklin. It's got, little cowboys. There's a tiny little Statue of Liberty right there. And then if you go to the side of the dollhouse, now again, this has 16 rooms, so you gotta fill it up with all kinds of stuff. Here I did what's supposed to be like a little miniature museum library filled with like old books, like an old world atlas and like an old Bible and like a beautiful little painting. Actually, it's a French jewelry box that I actually broke and hung on the wall here in the dollhouse. One of my favorite things about the dollhouse is the chandeliers. I actually, when I bought the house, it didn't have electricity, so I got it electrified and picked out all the chandeliers, kind of knowing already what I was going to do with each room. The chandelier here is really cool too. This room is supposed to be Chinese and Japanese artifacts, which some of the stuff that's in here is actually real miniature Chinese and Japanese pieces, like the gold vase right back here is actually a real antique. And the furniture in this room is actually hand-painted Bestpak pieces, which Bestpak is known, in the miniature world for making a lot of really beautiful hand-painted, delicate furniture. So I have quite a few pieces in here. And then this is Italy, which of course I have a statue of David. And I have some other pieces that are supposed to be like Italian ruins, like some of these statues. And then there's a great fountain in the middle. And then right above that, of course, we have ancient Egypt. This is probably, I would say, my favorite room. I've been collecting, Egyptian artifacts for years, so it's just really cool to be able to put them in my little miniature world here. But we've got a mummy right in the middle, and then all kinds of real ancient Egyptian amulets. I just love this room. Of course, King Tut's stuff. And I love all the gold, and I love the chandelier that I picked out. It's kind of hard to see how pretty it is on this video, but it's all crystal and I just love it. So if you go around to now the back of the dollhouse, I did a room for music, which of course it has, some movie posters and theater stuff, movie stuff. Here's an Elvis statue, and it's got right on top of the piano, it's supposed to be a little miniature Academy Award, and I even have some little ruby slippers in there. And then there's some stuff above the doorway, which is supposed to be miniature album covers for the Beatles. Then right below the music room, I have, which of course I love this chandelier. I think it's so beautiful. This is supposed to be France. So of course I have a Mona Lisa, I have a gorgeous piano back there, some beautiful porcelain dolls. Oops, that little doll fell over. I'll pick you up, put you back up here. Okay. Oh, she fell again. Okay. And then, of course, I have a tiny little Napoleon, very, very tiny. And then a gorgeous fireplace. And this room connects back through to the lobby. So all the rooms kind of, you know, connect to each other through these little doorways. And then on the opposite side of the dollhouse, I have, of course, England with the big fancy chandelier. And here's supposed to be like the, you know, king's crown and, you know, just all kinds of really fun stuff. Some little swords and candles, and there's another crown in the back, and then like a tiny little ship. And then here is the Victorian room, which is a really beautiful, soft room. You know, it's got the harp and the piano and all the pink velvet and a lot of purple. And then down below, there's a really big room, which I decided to do like the, you know, religious stuff, because in museums you do see like a lot of, you know, religious type stuff, you know, paintings and, you know, artifacts. And so I just kind of been collecting this stuff. And in the back I have like a really cool picture of the Last Supper, and then I have a carving of the Last Supper, which they have something very similar to that in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. So this is, of course, you know, it's supposed to be all the different kinds of, you know, things that you could see in the different museums around the world. Everything from Metropolitan Museum of Art to the Cairo Museum in Egypt to some of the museums in England. So I just kind of took all those experiences and sort of put them into my little dollhouse. And again, here's a front view of the house. And of course I did like a little bathroom. And then I did a bar. And then like a little, what would be like a little restaurant area, which I thought was really, really cute. And then, you know, like kind of a little pizza parlor. And then the very last room at the very top of the dollhouse is a little gift shop. So I thought it'd be kind of cool, because if it's supposed to be a business, a museum, of course there'd be, you know, little gifts and trinkets and stuff. I mean, who doesn't like to buy like a little, you know, trinket or something cute? So I put all that in there. And that's about it. And hopefully you enjoyed my little miniature tour. Bye-bye.